I make a point to exercise, if not every day, at least 6 days a week, and run every day. I have done that for years.
He's determined he does not skip a day.
The 2 previous nights, I'd gone downstairs at our house and worked out with weights and things like that. That night, for whatever reason, I said, it's a perfect night to get back outside. So I went for a run.
That evening in particular, we were at Bishop Miege for my daughter's volleyball game. They were knocked out fairly early in the evening, and I suggested that we get some ice cream.
My brother-in-law had come in from San Diego. I thought, okay, I'll go home, have dinner with them, and come back and get my work done.
I had just been maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes outside of my house and started to feel a little something. I felt a complete head rush. I felt really hot, felt sweat immediately pouring out of my head. And it was that feeling of, oh my gosh, this is happening. I didn't know exactly what this was. And then from that point, everything just tightened up and I blacked out.
That turn was a very wicked turn in fairway. Then I actually saw something on the side of the road.
You know, as I'm driving around the bend, I saw a woman standing there. There was a gentleman laying on the ground, and I thought something might not be right.
And I was like, should I stop? Should I not stop?
I headed over, and he was kind of doing some gasping sounds, and his eyes were open, his body was kind of tensed up. I was down there on my knees, looking over him. She was calling 911. It came to the point where those gasping sounds and the sounds that he was making stopped, and that's when things kind of changed. I said, he doesn't have a pulse, and I'm starting CPR.
I stopped my car and I started running back. By the time I ran back, there was an additional lady. They were doing good CPR, so I was initially thinking to myself, oh, actually, they know what they're doing.
There was about 4 rounds of chest compressions, at which point another gentleman came up. He was still in scrubs.
I introduced myself as I'm a physician, I'm a cardiologist. My initial instinct was like, maybe this is not a cardiac arrest at all. But when I felt the pulse and I couldn't feel a pulse, is when I actually thought, oh, this is a real deal. And then we resumed CPR again.
While CPR is going on, you're talking to that person, you know, come on back, it's not your time, let's go, let's wake up.
After 2 cycles of that is when I got a good bounding pulse.
When I was giving a breath, his whole body changed. His eyes closed and opened. There was no life in his body. And at that moment, his life returned.
It's this weird feeling where you feel like you're in a movie and you realize you're the center of this scene. So your mind is really trying to piece together why everything is there. First of all, why am I here? Why am I laying down? Why is there a doctor here? The first person that talked to me, Sarisa, the first thing that she or anybody said to me was, hi, we've been making out for 2.5 minutes.
Often his run takes him up our street, the other direction, which is not a busy street compared to going up Mission Road.
You pass out and the side of the street, you get found by 2 people who know exactly what they're doing, who make sure that you are stable before EMS arrives.
There's a series of massive miracles and coincidences and sliding doors that led to the fact that all those people who were standing around me, who had just saved me, were all there for various, unplanned reasons. It's hard not to think that something was really working in our favor that night. It's not just a matter of somebody knowing CPR. What you learn in this situation is how lucky you are that somebody actually took the time to use it. Not only they were at the right place to do it, but somebody like Sarisa who had the courage to pull over, go over and have human interaction with somebody else who needed it, and to take the time and the bravery and the courage to put your hands on somebody else and to use what you knew. And I'm here because she did that.
I think everyone should know CPR. It really is a matter of taking some time out of your life to make sure that someone else has the opportunity to live their life.
it was funny that one of the ladies who was doing the CPR said, "Hey, buddy, we've been making out for the last couple of minutes."
How does it make you feel to know that some other woman was making out with your husband?
I'm really happy she did.